Good afternoon, everyone. Today's Tuesday, last day of August 31st, 2021. The time is 2 p.m. This is our weekly business meeting, officially calling the meeting to order. Attending Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Filios. And I'm going to ask Sylvia to lead us in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, then. Consent calendar, please.
Yes, I move that we approve the consent calendar as listed on our business meeting agenda for August 31st, 2021.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Payables list.
I move that we approve the payables for the week of August 23rd through 27th, 2021 in the amount of $442,487.01.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Bill,
Thank you.
okay. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Nope.
Hearing none. First of our action items, we have a bid opening, 2021-04 for Ramsey Z-Wall extension at Solid Waste. Lorene.
Commissioners, good afternoon. There are no bids that were submitted for this project. I suspect that it has something to do with the timing of the project itself. So we will request that we come back before the board with a resolution for instructions to continue with the procurement outside of the formal procurement process. We've met the requirement of the law for the actual competitive.
The actual competitive, okay. Well, was it an aggressive schedule? Is that it?
It was a very aggressive schedule. We're also in competition. I believe that the city of Hayden also had a similar, with a lot of concrete work. That bid opening is also today as well. So
Okay.
it was complex. If we had we could have left it open through, say, March or April. We probably would have had more bids, but try it
Okay.
again.
So no motion required here. Okay.
Just notification.
Okay, thank you, Lorene. Item number 2, funding agreement, 5310 Enhanced Mobility of Seniors and Individuals with Disabilities with the Idaho Transportation Department. Kim Riley with our Resource Management Office. Go ahead, Kim.
Yes, thank you, Kim Riley. For the record, we obtained your authorization to apply for this grant on the November 17th business meeting. This is the agreement and award for the grant in the amount of $42,500 from ITD with a $10,625 in-kind match.
Okay. So is this, are you seeking approval to submit for the grant?
We've already submitted. This is the award and the
this is the
agreement with
award.
ITD.
Okay, got it. Okay. Okay, so November must have been the application. Or is it?
Yes.
Okay. Motion, please?
Hold on, I just want to ask one question. So Kim, does this tie hand in hand with the mobility app that you're working on?
This will work in conjunction with that mobility app, yes.
Okay.
So initially, we're going to do a survey. There will be some analysis involved, but then the actual scope of it is to initially getting a full-service marketing agency to develop a marketing strategy, and then that will integrate with the mobility app.
Perfect, thank you.
It will also include a website specific to the IMI project where multiple agencies will coordinate on the website.
Okay.
Okay. Motion?
I move that we approve the funding agreement for the 5310 Enhanced Mobility of Seniors and Individuals funding with the Idaho Transportation Department.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Item number 3, facilities use agreement and the waiver of liability and indemnity agreement with Lakeland Joint School District 272 juvenile diversion. Is this
Kelly Jo.
Yep, Kelly?
Yes,
I am here, and this is an agreement that we have partnered with Lakeland School District for over 20 years, and we teach a drug and alcohol class in their building after hours, and this allows us to do so, and we have already provided them with all the insurance and stuff, so just need your approval.
Okay, great. Bill, you want to take that
Sure.
one?
I move that we approve the facilities use agreement and waiver of liability and indemnity agreement with Lakeland Joint School District 272 and Juvenile Diversion.
Second.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Motion is carried. Item number 4, cancellation of agreement with Motivations, Inc., our KCSO 911 division.
Lieutenant Hickman, for the record, this is a request to cancel an agreement we have with Motivations. It's a QA quality assurance company that goes over our calls and radio calls and phone calls. We're going to start doing them internally. It'll save the county $73,105. That all is paid for out of the enhanced $911.
Okay. Was this money budgeted in the 22?
Was budgeted in the 22 budget, so we'll either it's in the enhanced funds, so it won't affect general tax dollars. I'm going to be working with Darren Murphy to see if we can do something different with those, but we need to make sure that we can utilize those funds for what I have in mind, and so there'll be a proposal maybe coming down the road.
Fair enough. No questions? Motion.
I move that we approve the cancellation of agreement with Motivations, Inc. and KCSO's 911.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Motion's carried. Item number 5, law enforcement mutual agreement with the City of Coeur d'Alene and Cancourse LLC, KCSO.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Captain Stu Miller for the record. This is an MOU with the City of Coeur d'Alene. They own property next to the Cancourse property,
Okay.
and they're requesting that they have the ability to enforce county and state law if they need to on that property, if they're called to their property, and just they have the ability to do that.
Captain, where is this?
The Stoddard, the end of 15th and Stoddard Park, that area. It goes. There's the Cancourse property is trails that they've dedicated for hikers and bikers and things.
Oh, okay.
And it's all county property at the end of there. But it's adjacent to city property. You have to kind of get onto some city property to get on some of the Cancourse property.
Okay, fair enough.
And so, Captain, is the Cancourse property privately owned, correct?
It is. Yeah, it's privately owned property, but they've opened up to the public for hiking and biking.
Okay, so then will city ordinances be enforced upon the county property?
No, they can't. They can't enforce a city ordinance on a county property.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bill, okay.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
move that we approve the law enforcement mutual aid agreement with the City of Coeur d'Alene and Cancourse LLC.
Second.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Item number 6.
Thank you.
Thanks, Captain Miller. Update, notification for the jail fiscal year 21 budget overage, and this is line item number 8206, dealing with the water and sewer potential remedies. Who's speaking for KCSO on this one?
Lieutenant Kyle Hutchinson for the record. I'm expecting Tom Reed phone in. Is he on the line?
Tom, are you on the line?
I'm on the line.
Great.
I am.
Go ahead, Tom.
So I was asked to speak not necessarily on the budget because I don't deal with that, but on possible reasons on why we're having such an increase in the bill. I can go over the list with you if you'd like, but basically we're going to start with shutting off the water softener system and seeing if that decreases the amount of water. We don't have hard water on our campus. We've only got that system on the jail, so that's our kind of first step in troubleshooting the problem.
Okay.
So where are we looking at taking the funds from to cover these overages? Okay. I'm getting head shakes from the audience, so apparently we don't know at this point.
I believe what the undersheriff was concerned with was there's potential of damaging some of the units if we turn off the water softener.
Okay.
But with the money we're spending on the extra water, it should more than cover any damage to the unit that does happen.
Okay.
We're going to reevaluate in October and see if there's improvement and or damage to any of the equipment that we're supposed to be protecting. But
Okay. And then, Tom, does this have anything to do with the leak over at JDC, the parking lot issue and all that?
Yeah, the bullpen was the issue, and we think that might be part of it. We've noticed a decrease in the August bill, so that could potentially, that's part of the list of, I can go over this list if you'd like, just of possible situations that could be causing this. Population increase, we added the cold side to the softener system, which pretty much doubles the amount of water that goes through. We're running cold water into the cooling tower to keep the loop water cold because that system's failing. Compton building is added to the sewer. The sewer bill is 5 times the amount of the water. So on the August bill, it was $1,000 for water and over $5,000 for sewer. So the Compton building, like I said, the sewer was added to that, so that could be a big chunk of it. And then, like I said, like you said, the bullpen could be a major issue. That's been leaking for a couple of years, and then substantially over the last 6 or 7 months.
Okay. So, Tom, do we have an outflow meter then, so we know that what's going into the sewer is what is coming from us?
No, the city has a formula they use.
A formula. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we might want to talk about that offline later.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay.
You bet.
Motion?
It's just an update. I don't think
Oh,
there's
it's just an
anything
update. Okay, that's right.
to approve or anything. So.
Thanks for that, Tom. Item number
No problem.
Item number 7, lease addendum for Exhibit C, tenant improvements at the, I guess it's the new public defender building.
Yes. What was agreed upon originally was to get a rebate each month for the tenant improvements, but instead the landlord would like to write us a check, which I'm understanding that once we sign this addendum, it will be in our hands today. So all it is it just takes out that clause that they're going to pay us monthly and they're just going to make a lump sum payment. Everything else in Exhibit C stays the same.
Okay, is that was that $1,500 a month?
18, I think.
18.
About that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember that distinctly. Bill, motion, please.
Yes, I move that we approve the lease addendum, Exhibit C with the tenant for the tenant improvements from the Public Defender's Office.
Second.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, motion's carried. Item number 8. I guess we can group the two of them together, right? Yes, we can. Okay, so items 8 and 9, resolutions 2021-83 and 84 to classify and destroy respectively records for county assistance. Shelly?
Shelly Amos for the record. This is what we've brought before you on keeping clean the paper clip before we go on to a different system. So we are going through the records and making sure that the ones can be deleted are being deleted. And right now we're working on the ones that were denied or withdrawn.
Okay, motion?
I move that we approve resolution numbers 2021-83 and 2021-84, which is classify and destruction of records for county assistance.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 10, resolution 2021-85 to adopt the fiscal year 22 budget. Auditor, Dena.
Thank you, Commissioners. Dena Darrow for the record. Before you, you have a resolution that has all the relevant information from the public notice to formally adopt the budget that you approved last Wednesday night. I will note that at the bottom, the Kootenai Ambulance District did not take the foregone that they had planned on taking, so that amount is $55,197 less than what was published in the newspaper. Otherwise, all other amounts are identical to what was published.
Okay, got it. Okay, motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 2021-85 and adopt the FY22 budget.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
It wasn't
There
seconded.
was no second.
Oh, there wasn't? I apologize.
You're
That's
just ahead
okay.
of us.
I'll let Chris second.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll second, and this was specifically the budget that was passed last Wednesday, August 25th for fiscal year 22. Second.
Really, really? Okay. Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Nay.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion is carried to adopt the fiscal year 22 budget. Item number 11, Resolution 2021-88, temporary standby pay for jail deputies, KCSO.
Lieutenant Kyle Hutchison for the record. We spoke in early August for some temporary relief with our staffing issues. This is one of the solutions we came up with. Darren Murphy has drafted a resolution. I'm requesting you guys approve today with two stipulations to be added. I would request that this be backdated to beginning of pay period 17, August 1st. That's a request of payroll. Since we've implemented this already, they requested it be approved for at least pay period 18, if not pay period 17 as well. The second question came up is that whether that half-time rate be paid at their flat hourly rate or with the total compensation, meaning their shift differential and any special duty pay they may have. Our request obviously is that shift differential and special duty pay be incorporated into that, but that's ultimately up to you guys to decide today.
Sure. I think at this point, looking at some federal guidelines, looking at other documentation, I would not be in favor of that. Already, it's way beyond what most agencies that I've seen pay. I mean, it's really low what they pay. So I think doing half time on their flat hourly, I think is good at this point. We still don't know where we're going to end up with overtime and with the 9 positions that were just approved for rehiring the part-time people who have left. I would prefer to keep it just at the half-time flat rate. As far as backdating, I would have to ask the auditor on that. I mean, that seems like it'd be kind of well, how many people are we talking about, I guess, is what I need to know.
We're talking about 24 hours of half-time pay. But I didn't speak directly with payroll. Marcia did.
Okay.
She said they would need that approval to code it appropriately.
Okay. So then I guess it would.
And this is what, to
it's
go back
doable.
to pay period 17?
I know 18, pay period 18, we had 24 hours of standby pay. There may have been a couple in 17. I said for good measure include 17.
Okay, okay.
So 24 hours doesn't seem undoable.
That's fine.
I mean, is that
It's whatever the board would like to do.
Okay.
But I just kind of want to know, is it going to take payroll 36 hours to do this, or is it going to take them an extra hour, or?
It depends. There would be per C, I believe, unless they're under 19 and a half hours a week. Are they under that?
No, they're all full-time
Okay.
employees.
All right, so there would be some per C rework.
Okay, so how many people are we talking about?
2.
Just 2 people. Okay, so that wouldn't be as bad as
Not as bad.
24 people at 1 hour each. So I guess I would be okay with the pay period 18 going back to there.
What about 17?
I don't know that they have anybody who qualifies at this point. They said 24 hours for 18.
I'm nearly positive we did not, but I included 17 for good measure, but I believe 18 is the only pay period where we had standby pay.
Okay, let's just do 18. So what were the other 2 components that you were concerned about? One was shift differential. What was the other?
If a deputy is paid $20 an hour, whether we just pay them a half rate at 20, or whether we include their shift differential and any special duty pay.
Oh, plus special duty pay.
And then
Okay.
half of that.
Okay. You know, I'm fine with just going at the flat rate, the current pay rate. Bill, what do you think?
I don't think that's enough. I just don't. I don't think that's motivating people to work or rewarding them for what they're doing.
So you think we should include shift differential?
Absolutely.
No, I just have a hard time with that. They are getting to stay home, and they're getting half-time pay, which we don't do for anybody else in the county. And, yeah, I just can't support that.
So is this an exception that we make for KCSO?
Well, they're already getting half rate pay to stay home all day. So to include shift differential or something like that, I mean, we're already going back to pay period 18 and, covering those 24 hours. So I just don't feel like going forward that's reasonable, actually.
So let me ask Sylvia, or quick question, Sylvia, with this particular question, does it apply to any other groups, any other segments of the county? Prosecutor, public defender? Or is this unique to the sheriff?
This is a unique situation to the sheriff and a temporary solution. However, the resolution was drafted as the halftime of their regular hourly rate, and that would be typical of what you would pay for standby pay.
Okay.
But it is the prerogative of the board to make that decision.
Darren, did you want to weigh in on what you found?
Yeah, commissioners, it's up to the board. Compensation is the sole purview of the board, as you know. So if the rate is half the regular rate of pay, that's the way the resolution reads. If the board desires to add additional time, special duty pay, shift differential pay, the board would need to specify that so that the auditor can pay those amounts.
Okay. I'm fine with half the regular pay. Motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 2021 88, the temporary standby pay for jail deputies and retroactive to pay period 18.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Nay.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye. Motion carried. Item number 12, approval of retention bonuses, human resources, our HR and BOCC. Sylvia, will you talk to this?
Yes, Sylvia Proud, HR Director, for the record. At the August 18th elected officials meeting, there was discussion about retention bonuses, and so a task force was put together. And the members of the task force are Commissioner Duncan, Dorothy Cross, Nancy Pluff, Dena Darrow, Michelle Chiaramonte, Marcia Hegley, and Allison Knapp, as well as myself. So we met to discuss retention bonuses, and our proposal for a countywide bonus would be to have some eligibility criteria around that. So that includes regular full-time and part-time employees hired no later than March 1st of 2021. And we're looking at that because that's a 6-month period from September 1st from their hire date.
Okay.
Within that, the employee would have no documented performance issues for fiscal year 21, so from October 21 to when we pay the bonus out. And they need to be an active employee status as of pay period 20. The proposal would exclude elected officials unless the board deems to include them. We're projecting about 750 employees may be eligible for this bonus, but as you know, each week that number could change. But we'll be able to definitely pull out about 60-some individuals from that pool because they were hired after March 1st. Then we also looked at an additional retention bonus, but the task force felt that between our pay increases and this countywide bonus that we would start looking at specific criteria for an additional retention bonus for the second quarter of fiscal year 22. So with that, the task force did recommend $750 per eligible employee. And so and this would be in a lump sum amount paid out in pay period 20. And I'm going to turn it over to Dena to talk about the loaded rate for that and how she calculated that for us.
So for bonuses, we don't consider life insurance, medical insurance, and part of the loading. We consider workman's comp, taxes, and PERSI. So just on average, the general pay plan loaded for each person would be about $900. It came out to $899. And then for sworn personnel, it's about $920 per person.
And what is it, about 700 people?
750.
750. Oh, okay, because I thought you said 60 were going to drop out. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just doing quick math in my head, so roughly just over $600,000.
About
50,
682
so-
if you average it.
Okay,
Yeah.
and this is coming from,
Well, it's coming essentially from return money. However, because the return will not happen until after the bonuses are paid, it's fund balance.
okay, and the return, and the source of the return?
Unspent
Unused.
funds.
Yeah, unspent funds.
Oh.
Kimberll-wide. Like we did last year, the
Fiscal
500.
21?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Like we did last year,
Yep. When
the
we
500.
close the books.
Yeah.
got it. Bill, any questions?
No.
Okay, motion.
I move that we approve the retention bonuses with human resources.
If you're okay, I'll add as a to be paid out lump sum, pay period 20 with the eligibility requirements intact.
I would appreciate it in the future if we were to add that in the motion. Otherwise, I don't think it's clear to people who might be reading our.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think maybe there was, the question of the sum might have been an open question because we had the ability to change it, but yeah, a little more information would help.
Please.
Okay. So there's a second?
Did we have a
Second.
Yeah.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion is carried for the approval of retention bonuses. Item number 13. Oh, this is our status update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, first item. Thank you, Dave.
All
Okay,
right.
go right ahead, Leslie.
Facilities expansion. Nothing has changed. We did have the long-range plan, so I hope you got your copy that was on your desk. And we're just, once again, waiting until the end of September. And if ARPA says we're a go, then we can move on. If ARPA says no, then we'll have to identify different funding source.
Fair enough. And speaking of ARPA, first half of the funds are here,
Mm-hmm.
the 16 mil.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Pack Airport lease.
Steven's on vacation, and I'm not doing anything on this without him.
Okay. When is he go
This
back?
week.
Next week?
Next week.
Next week. Okay. Financial that's next week. Okay.
Yep,
From
September
Dena. Impact fee analysis. Bill, you asked for 60 days on that. Okay. North lot land sale. Okay, so this is the lot, the north end of the lot on Garden that abuts the Music Conservatory. I spoke with Greg. Greg had consulted our assessor, and the land in question is about 3,000 square feet with the Music Conservatory, and the lot behind it's about 2,100 and change. And they put a price on it of somewhere between $3.50 and $7 a square foot. So what I did is I left a message for Mayor Widmeyer because he and Pepper Smock co-own the building, and basically left the information with him. So I don't know if they're going to be interested in purchasing it. If not, then potentially we can put up a fence to sort of limit our liability. And if we do that, we'll probably provide a gate so that when people park off hours and decide they want to, visit the conservatory, they can go through the gate. But as where it stands right now is I have to wait to hear back from Steve Widmeyer. That's where we are.
All right, and if they are interested, then we'll talk price after that? Is that how we're
Yeah,
going?
yeah.
Okay.
I basically gave him the range.
Okay.
Obviously, he's not going to care about the upper end of the range, but figure it out. 3,000 square feet at $3.50 a square foot, I think is something like 11,500 or something. So, okay. That's it for me. Public comment? Hearing none, I have 2:29, meeting adjourned. Thanks.